Hello folks, and welcome to another video. I hope you're well. This will be a video looking at a recent update, quite a substantial update to the aircraft on your screen, being the Microsoft / Hans Hartmann ATR. This particular model is the ATR 72-600, resplendent in the PNG air livery. Doesn't it look beautiful? I love the tail section of this bird. Look at that. Fantastic. Got all the doors open. She's a bit warm, this part of the world, and the livery will certainly give it away where we are today. We are in PMG as I just pan behind the Bowser. There we go. Take a longer view, as if we were walking out to the aircraft, I guess. You'll have to use your imagination. But you've landed at this channel, so you're pretty used to doing that. PNG air livery, ATR 72-600. We'll have a look at what the update has brought during the course of this flight. But let me take you through the flight plan first of all. Those introductions are getting shorter and shorter, folks. I'm working on it. So, little nav map, here we are. We've got a flight plan. Well, we haven't got it plugged in yet. It's plugged in here to little nav map. We're in Papua New Guinea, folks, to the north of Australia. PNG, as the cool kids call it. And can I just give a shout out right off the start? Because I know I do have a couple of people at least that are subscribing to this channel that cut their teeth, so to speak, by flying their early part of their careers up here in PNG. Shout out to you guys and to anyone who happens to hail from this part of the world. PNG. So we begin our journey over here in the west, the far west, in a place called Kiunga. Alpha Yankee Kilo India is where we begin our journey. Elevation of 88 feet above mean sea level, so quite low for PNG. And we're sort of going to truck in an easterly direction over some hills. There's some pretty big hills here. You can see that on the VSD type display down the bottom of the window here. We've got some decent hills once we get past the Como VOR, which is there. Yankee X-ray Mike, I should say. Yeah, and then we're going to end up in a place called Chimbu. Now, Chimbu's at elevation, about 5,000 feet. And a shortish strip, although I think the ATR 72 can do it. We're about to find out. Even if it can't, we're going to do it anyway. Now, I'm just noticing that little nav map is telling me that it's found problems. Click here for details. If I just hover, problems on the tab, flight plan. The leg to Yabal, right. Restriction for airway H409, cruise altitude 15,000. Yeah, so I'm planning to go across at 15. What did it say? Lower than minimum altitude of 15.8. Well, listen, little nav map, I'll give you 50 cents. Call someone who cares. I'm going across at 15,000. We've got clearance. According to this display, it's good enough. So yeah, thanks for the heads up, but care factor, 0. Anyway, folks, that's the plan. We're going from Kiunga across to Chimbu in the ATR 72-600. Distance of about 220 odd nautical miles. Won't take us that long. Let's go flying. So welcome aboard. Cold and dark at the moment. I'm going to use the shortcut. Ready for taxi again. I just thought I'd point out, I've found since my first flight, I did a first impressions in this aircraft I published, feels like a month ago. I don't think it was. A matter of weeks ago. Yeah, since found some custom texturing, or at least custom colouring for the panel. I'm going to run with it. Grey. There'll be a link to it in the description should you wish to change the colours. I don't know whether it's realistic. I don't care. I prefer the grey, and that's all that matters. I'll get us started and out onto a runway. Got to get closed doors and all that sort of stuff. I reflected on my earlier comment where I said, I'll give you 50 cents. Call someone who cares. I have no idea what it costs to use a public phone in Australia anymore. The last time I can remember using one, it was 50 cents. But that's a long time ago. Do we still have public phones? I don't know. Fellow Aussies, can you chime in? Help an old man out. While you're doing that, I'll get this aircraft prepared for departure. Alright, I think we're ready to go. Runway 07 here at Kiunga. I think we're good. We've got flaps, we've got trim, we've got knobs, dials in the appropriate location, I think. I've got myself in the seat. All that gear ready to go. Yeah, we're good. Let's do it, huh? Let's bring that power in. Let's look for that notchy. Where's notchy? There's notchy. Where we go. All good. 40 knots. And the previous or the initial release kind of, well, self-levitated, didn't it? We're hot here today. Taking a while to get up to speed, but rotate's coming up. Jeez, none too bloody soon. Here we go. Rotate. Oh, we need a little bit more back pressure there to clear the trees, fella. Righto, positive rate and all that. Righto, our flight director's not where I want it to be, but that's alright. Have we got our altitude selected? We have. We'll just climb out at 10 at the moment. Alright, we'll get rid of those flaps. It's a slight right-hand turn towards our next waypoint. That VOR in the distance. Interesting sound when you trim, isn't it? Alright, accelerating through to around about 170 knots. And then we'll kind of intercept the magenta. Should be somewhere up here. Oh, that trim sounds bloody annoying. There's about 170 knots. Now, if we go yaw damper on, that'll be helpful. Can I get rid of the flight director? There we go. Can I get the flight director back on? I don't have a mode selected. Now, if I go IAS hold, and I go autopilot, what's it going to do? What's the flight director going to do? Hold me at about 167. That'll do for now. I'm going to go into nav as well, Georgie. Not roll, nav hold. There we go. So LNAV, IAS, we seem to be going okay. Have we got things where they need to be? Auto, we've got it in the notchy. Everything's alright. I'm taking external. I feel reasonably confident I can take an external here. Not much to see at this point in the flight, folks. By way of terrain. Pretty flat here, but that changes before too long. Nice afternoon here in PNG, at least on the western side. Folks, I'll see you in the cruise, and we'll do the usual thing. We'll have a look at the changelog, the version whatever it is that was released a couple of days ago. Alright, so settled safely in the cruise at flight level 150. We've got some weather ahead of us, beneath us at this point, as we get closer to the Demdar Hills. Pretty typical weather here in PNG. But everything's going swimmingly well. The aircraft, from what I can tell. I might take this opportunity to have a look at the changelog. Version 1.0.8, as I understand it. Let's do that. Alright, so you just have to forgive me here, folks. What I've done is I've found where someone else has done the hard work, copying and pasting the changelog from within the sim, and then putting it in a forum post. So I'll link to the forum post so you can look at this at your own leisure. Or, of course, if you've got the ATR, you can go into your content manager and see these release notes. So minimum game version 1.32.7. I'm running the AAU 2 beta, so it's 1.33 point something is what you're seeing here. The version 1.0.8, unfortunately I can't, well, I can scroll, I can zoom a little bit, maybe that helps. although it distorts the legibility of the text, I think. Anyway, a whole bunch of fixes. I'm not going to go through them individually. What I will say is that the developer, Mr. Hartman, should be commended for addressing these issues as quickly as he has. I suspect that he may have been pressured to release his aeroplane by others a little bit earlier than he would have preferred, but all this stuff, this is one page of it. There's actually another page, another screenshot, which looks like this. A whole bunch of changes there, right? I'll let you read them. Yeah, he should be commended for that. And there's probably still more work to do. And there'll be those of you that know a lot more about this aeroplane than I do, and there are clearly other content creators who go into a lot more depth about this aeroplane than I do, and some really good content out there. I mean, the number of videos featuring this aircraft in the last couple of weeks, absolutely incredible. You're not short for content, folks. So yeah, do yourself a favour and go check out some of those big names who actually know what they're doing. We'll continue the journey down towards Chimbu. That weather is building all the time. Just jumping back inside for a minute. I just want to have a look at the weather for Chimbu. So we've just passed that VOR. So if you want to avail yourself of this little NavMap VR panel thing, there'll be a link to that in the description. I looked at that in a previous video where we flew the whatever that thing is, wherever we flew it. What's that aircraft? Chancellor. That's the one. Yeah, but there'll be a link to it in the description of this video as well. So flight plan has us. Yeah. I'm just have a look at weather. So AYCH. Learn my lesson. Those of you that have seen the previous video. Right. So that's Mount Hagen weather. So Chimbu doesn't have its own weather station, and Mount Hagen's reporting 170 at 8. The showers of rain scattered at 4. Temperature 22, dew point 16. Visibility greater than 5.4 nautical miles. Well, that's reassuring. Moderate showers of rain. Oh, my confidence is growing all the time. Clouds 4,000 scattered. I reckon we're screwed. I reckon we are in trouble based on that getting into Chimbu. Although, where's Mount Hagen in relation to Chimbu? Up the road, someone's going to say. Yeah, up the road, how far? Can't quite remember. Anyway, folks, we'll see what the weather is when we get there. So I thought, while I'm cruising here, not doing much else, I thought I'd check out the FMC, because I didn't really explore that at all in my first video, and I know he's done some work to it. I don't mind it. I find it. I'm not sure that I'd say it's intuitive, but it's easy enough for an old fella to work out. So progress-wise, this is our progress page, and we've got multiple progress pages. We've got lots of information there. Look at all those numbers. Hey, the accountants amongst you will just be getting quite excited, won't you, at this point? Accountants and pilots. Two very different types of people in my experience. I've known both. I prefer pilots. No offence to the accountants that may be watching this, but if you're watching this and you're an accountant, you're probably a pilot as well, at least in the virtual sense. So you're all right in my books. Anyway, progress page, folks. Sorry for the random tangents, but it happens. So top of descent's coming up in 20 minutes. 63 miles, so that should be indicating on the MFD, which it is, just past the waypoint of Ikeru, and then we'll be flying Yabal, and then down into Chimbu. So we've got 103 miles to go. We're expecting to arrive Chimbu at, what's that, 3:02 p.m, I think. with estimated fuel on board of 1,500 odd, 1.5 tonnes. I don't know whether the weather radar works. It might do. We've got some weather. We should have some. Yeah, there's a little bit of green there, a green tinge. We do have some weather above, in front of us. Does the tilt work? I don't know. Bit of downward tilt. There we go. We've got something happening. Something changed. There we go. I don't know, folks. I can't quite seem to get this second FMC sorted, but that's all right. This one on the left-hand side works pretty well. But yeah, just jump outside, have a look at the scenery. Now, our clearance from terrain is getting lower at this point in the flight, and I deliberately chose. I mean, you're supposed to go higher, and this aeroplane is more efficient at a higher altitude, but I deliberately chose to sort of 150 so that I could see the ground, just like this. Beautiful part of the world, PNG. Dangerous, rugged. Anyone who's done any real life flying up there, I've got a lot of respect for you. Unfortunately, quite a few lives lost over the years, hasn't there? It is a dangerous place in which to commit aviation, but boy oh boy, what a learning experience it must be. Anyway, folks, I'll next see you for the approach, where we're going to hope for visual conditions. We're not going to fly an instrument approach. I mean, we may be flying blind, but we're not flying any sort of published procedures here, folks. So don't get your hopes up. But then again, you're at this channel. The bar's pretty low. Alright, so concluding stages, folks. I don't know what's happening here with the visual thing. It's given up. It's probably scared. It's probably warning to say you've got no hope here, pal. I'm going to give Georgie a rest. Get rid of the flight director as well. That'll just show me how badly I'm doing. That's going to get annoying, that flashing thing on the PFT. We're about 5 miles from Chimbu. Now, our runway orientation here at Chimbu is 0321, right? So basically going across us as we approach the town of Chimbu. We're coming in a little hotter than what I had hoped for, and I'm completely unfamiliar with the area, so I'm not sure what this strip actually is like. It could be one of those dirt strips perched on the side of a rather steep gradient, for all I know. I don't know. And what I'm going to do is give myself at least a fighting chance. Is that the strip there? Can I zoom? I can't zoom. I've got the wrong setting on my mouse. Is that Chimbu there, the airport? Looks like a bit of a clearing of some description. It looks like it is, right? That's the strip. And we're high. Now, what can we do out to that? We can't do much that way. We might, I don't like my chances flying up there either. We've got a rainbow happening. Now, we'll just get ourselves slowed down here. We might try and land 2-1. Can we do that? Through the mist. There's the strip. Alright. We've got ourselves slowed down. There's the strip just passing underneath the left wing now. I don't know. I don't think we can get in from that direction. Not easily, anyway. Down to 150 knots. Happy with that. I'll take first stage of flap. And we'll just try and maneuver our way around. Oh, Jesus. Yes. I do enjoy a challenge. How am I going to get around in there? It's going to be the tightest left-hand circuit in the history of Chimbu operations. I don't know what do PNG Air fly up here? I'm guessing they don't fly the ATR here. Although what would I know? Alright, we'll call this downwind. We'll take gear. Righto. I'm almost scared to look out the front. That's why. I want to keep sight of the strip, but I also have to keep sight of terrain. I actually have to get down a little bit. 121. I'm scared to take full flap until we sort of have the field in sight and we're committed to landing. I'm going to call it, continue the approach at this point. That's good fun. We're definitely high. We'll take full flap. Can we get ourselves down? I don't know. This is high, right? 125. Our approach speed's about 105. Here we go. Circling approach, runway 21. Chimbu, Papua New Guinea. I don't think we can get down from here. Fighter approach. Fighter style approach. 124. Terrain. Yeah, I know, mate. We're not going to get in there. Alright.
Sink rate.
Alright, no problems, mate. We'll go around. We're going to try in the opposite direction. We'll leave a stage of flap in. Get rid of our gear. Let's try that again. We don't need to climb. Yeah, alright. We'll give ourselves a fighting chance from this direction. Alright. Head out towards the west and then hang a tight lefty. Nice deep angle of bank. That speed will wash right off. Got to remember to get the gear down, mate. Give yourself a chance of a final here. Hug this terrain. Take gear. Where's the strip? Righto. And take final flap too. Where's the strip?
500.
Yeah, there we go. Right, we've got a shot here. We've got a shot of getting this thing on. 109. Don't want to get much slower than that. Fly this valley. Oh, this is good fun though. Completely unrealistic. It's a simulator. I enjoy myself anyway.
500.
That's all that matters. Yeah, you already said that, mate. Thank you. Getting a little slow. Right, we've got our gear down. We've got our flaps configured. 104, 105 is our approach. Want to get it on nice and early. Thank you again. Third time lucky, pal. You're getting a little quick. Right, over these houses, or the huts.
Decision height 100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
On we go. Into reverse, heavy braking. Reverse. What happened to reverse? Didn't need it. Did it go into reverse? I didn't see any indication. Folks, there we go. We got there on the second approach. Don't try this at home sort of stuff. No, do try it at home. Have some fun with your simming. Have some fun. Folks, thanks for your company in another flight, and for your support, as always, on the channel. It is very much appreciated. Until we meet again, folks, stay safe, enjoy your simming, and bye for now.